Arguably the greatest coach in the history of basketball, John Wooden once said, quote, "Not so important who starts the game, it's who finishes it," end quote. Yet the main plot surrounding this year's All-Star game was not who was responsible for the musical entertainment, but who'd be reasonable enough to say, "Michael Jordan, you start." Vince Carter did, and the 14-time All-Star was there to tip things off. So is our Stuart Scott.
Carl, exactly a week from Monday, Michael Jeffrey Jordan turns 40 years old. An early birthday present could have been maybe his 4th All-Star Game MVP in the 14 times he's been selected. But even without that, and even without an Eastern Conference win, MJ still proved to be the focal point with his usual assortment of weapons. His skill, his class, and his flair for the dramatic. David Aldridge has more.
After a night of surprises and a slow start, Michael Jordan provided what seemed to be the storybook ending everyone wanted.
Michael has the ball, again guarded by Sean Marion. The fadeaway, yes!
It looked like 23 had crept back in the building and was trying to sort of take the game.
But Jordan is about to turn 40, and fairy tales don't often come true for middle-aged men.
It's broken up by Kidd, played by Brown, who fires and is fouled with 1 second remaining.
Yeah, they should have never made that call. We've been complaining about refs all year. No, I'm just kidding. You know, the game could have ended either way. You know, it was fun.
Part of me felt like I had a job to do because I'm in a situation I need to make these free throws. But the other part of me was like, just didn't want to do it, to be honest with you.
The reality is that Jordan isn't the game's best player anymore. And in his last All-Star game, it's probably fitting that the league's next generation decided the result. At any rate, the evening's real highlight probably was at halftime, when Jordan uncharacteristically got emotional in public.
It was emotional, and it was fun. You know, I was amidst a lot of the young kids who probably watched a lot of those things that I did.
Jordan said he finally relented and agreed to take Vince Carter's place in the starting lineup because of all the criticism Carter's been receiving this week. But this night really wasn't about its beginning or its end. It was only about Jordan being here and giving his peers one last chance to tell him what he's meant to them. In Atlanta, I'm David Aldridge, ESPN.
David Aldridge, thank you very much. Our man Bill Walton drops by to drop some knowledge on us. Michael Jordan, 20 points. He passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to become the All-Star Game's all-time leading scorer. A lot of things happened with Michael in this game. What stood out most to you?
The ultimate sense of responsibility, the realization that the fans wanted it from him. He took the magnanimous gesture from Vince Carter, started the game shooting very aggressively. He set the pace. The shots weren't going down. The halftime ceremony, just spectacular. There was not a dry eye in the house other than his.
Exactly.
And then, in the end, the jumper at the end, that was the thing.
What does it say about this guy, though, that he started the game 0 for 7 from the floor, and yet he still continued to shoot for the fans?
The biggest thing when you want to be that great, you can't be afraid to fail, and he was not. He was willing to leave everything on that court. That last jumper, though, that was fantastic.
The Eastern Conference leading vote-getter, Vince Carter, gave up his spot to Michael Jordan. What do you think of Vince?
His sacrifice, his willingness to step aside. He made this world a better place. To his credit, when he got out there, he played spectacularly. He didn't get the opportunities. Vince Carter, that was terrific.
All right, let's play some word association, All-Star Game word association. I say a name, tell me your thoughts. Allen Iverson.
Quicker than anybody on the court today. The pace he set was unmatched, really, by anyone. He was my early game pick for MVP. He didn't get a look in the second quarter, and that cost him dearly.
Tracy McGrady.
Playing like the MVP that he has been all season long. Nobody could stop him coming to the hoop. He was willing to take punishment, more importantly, to dish it out.
Shaq, 19 points, 13 boards, a handful of assists.
This is great news for the Lakers. He hasn't played the last 2 years in this game, resting for injury. Right now, he is rolling. He looks in fantastic shape right now. This is a nightmare for the rest of the league coming down towards the playoffs.
And the MVP, Kevin Garnett.
The prototypical all-star player, played at such a high level today in all aspects. The shot was there, the reboundings. This guy was just standing above the crowd. And when you walk out at the end of the day, on this particular occasion, MVP of the All-Star Game, you get the one chance in your life to say, I was the best player in the world today.
KG joins Tim Duncan and Shaq, who shared the MVP honors in 2000, as the only big men who've won All-Star Game MVPs since Ralph Sampson in 1985. For Bill Walton, I'm Stuart Scott. That's it from here in hot Atlanta, the Dirty South. Let's go back to the studio.